Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's workshop with the Office of Financial Aid. Today, we'll be covering the topic of funding your education here at CSUF. But before we start, we would like to take a moment to introduce ourselves. My name is Marco Mendoza, and I'm the Outreach Counselor here in the Office of Financial Aid. And today, I'm joined by some of my colleagues from the Office of Financial Aid. So I'd like to introduce you to my colleagues, Derek Mejia, Sor Nin, and Colleen Nguyen, who are our quality service representatives here in the Office of Financial Aid. And these are the folks who are going to be helping me present throughout this workshop, and who will be presenting you with some great and valuable knowledge that are going to really help you throughout your career here at CSUF. We want to really congratulate you for being here today and getting that knowledge and gaining those tools to help you advance in your career. But we also want to congratulate you on this very first step, an important step in your higher educational career, because attending CSUF is a great honor for any student, and we will be absolutely happy to have you and honored to have you as one of our students. We want to let you know that the Office of Financial Aid is here to serve you, and we're here to help break down your financial barriers and helping you proceed to graduation. So thank you very much for being here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Throughout this presentation, we're going to be covering the financial aid basics, how to access your portal, where you can find it with some screenshots and step-by-step instructions, as well as how to better understand your financial aid award package, and also go over some commonly asked questions that we get from our students, whether it's through email, via phone, or in any other method of contact. But before we do that, we want to start with the absolute basics of financial aid, which is the two applications that we use in order to determine a student's eligibility. The first application is a California DREAM Act application, which we refer to as the CDA. This application can be accessed at the link that is found here, csac.dream.csac.gov. And it has a priority deadline of March 2nd, 2021. This is an application that is available for all California residents who meet the AB 540 eligibility requirements. The AB 540 stands for Assembly Bill 540, and it is a California law that was passed into effect a number of years ago that allowed students who previously were not eligible to pay the in-state tuition fees to now be able to pay the in-state tuition fees. This is something that has historically benefited the undocumented student population, and it is something that we use to determine a student's eligibility. This is also available for those who have a U visa or TPS status. The next application is a free application for federal student aid, or more commonly known as the FAFSA. This is an application that can be accessed on studentaid.gov. Also has a priority deadline of March 2nd, 2021 for the upcoming 2021-2022 academic year. And this is available for those who are US citizens or eligible non-citizens who have a valid social security number, a valid high school diploma, or GED. And for those of you who might be interested in submitting your application, just in case you haven't, our school code, our federal school code, is 001137. For those of you who are FAFSA applicants, these are the various forms of financial aid you could potentially be eligible for and potentially receive here at CSUF. And when it comes down to the different types of awards, we really break it down into both grants and loans. When it comes to grants, there's two sources of funding, which are the federal and state forms of grants. When it comes to federal, we are able to award students the Pell Grant, the FSCOG Grant, which stands for Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, as well as the Federal Work Study and Teach Grant. And this last grant, the Teach Grant, is for any student who is a FAFSA applicant and is in a credential program, a teaching credential program. Next, under the state forms of financial aid are the Cal Grant, the State University Grant, the Middle Class Scholarship, the Chafee Grant, and the EOP grant, the Equal Opportunity Grant for any student that may be in the EOP program. And when it comes to loans, we're able to offer students the federal direct subsidized and unsubsidized loan, as well as the Graduate Plus loan and the alternative loan, which are oftentimes referred to as private loans with private banks or lending institutions. For any of the federal loans, like the subsidized or unsubsidized loans or the Graduate or Parent Plus loans, we encourage you to visit the studentaid.gov website. It's not just the website where students can access information on the FAFSA, but also where students can gain really specific information on the loans, like different interest rates, repayment periods, and so forth. And if you're a CDA applicant, a California DREAM Act applicant, these are the forms of financial aid you could potentially receive. When it comes to CDA applicants, you're eligible for state forms of financial aid, like the State University Grant, the Cal Grant, the Middle Class Scholarship, as well as the DREAM loan. But you're also eligible to receive private scholarships, which means that any scholarships that you apply for, you can have them be applied towards your overall financial aid award package. So this could be scholarships through CSUF or perhaps through your local nonprofits or other organizations in your communities that are offering you scholarship opportunities. If you have a scholarship, let us know so that we can have that applied towards your overall financial award package. And now we want to take a moment to answer some of your commonly asked questions. The first is, can I make changes to my CDA or FAFSA after submitting it? And the answer is pretty simple, and that is that we would encourage you to contact us, to contact the Office of Financial Aid before you make any changes. And the reason for this is that we want to ensure that students are making changes that are necessary. Sometimes students might think that they need to make a change, but that isn't always the case. So we want to ensure that you are making a change that is necessary. So send us an email or contact us to make sure that you are in need of it. Next, can I submit my CDA or FAFSA after March 2nd? And the answer is yes. You can absolutely submit your CDA or FAFSA after March 2nd, 2021, which is a date that has passed. But we want to let you know that you will no longer be considered a priority applicant. And what this means is that this is a date, the March 2nd, 2021 date is a date that we use in order to determine priority status for state forms of financial aid, like the state university grant. So when students submitted after March 2nd, they are no longer considered eligible for that specific type of grant funding. But we want to let FAFSA applicants know that they can still be considered for federal forms of financial aid, like the Pell Grant, federal work study, or any of the federal loans. Next up, where can I find my financial award package? And the answer is very simple, and that is your CSUF student portal. And we're actually going to be going into detail on how you can access your student portal and how you can view your financial award package. Additionally, another question we tend to get is, can enrollment deposits be waived? All of you are newly admitted students, and we're very excited to have you, but there is an enrollment deposit that students have to fulfill or to pay before they can enroll here at CSUF. And we want to let students know that if you have a zero EFC, a zero expected family contribution on your California DREAM Act application or your FAFSA application, you will have this automatically deferred by the Office of Admissions. And we want to really specify that the fee isn't waived. It's going to be deferred until a later time when financial aid disperses and that financial aid pays that enrollment deposit at a later time. And now I'll turn it over to my colleague, Colleen.
Okay, so now we're going to be talking about how to go over your student portal, and we're going to get a brief understanding of your financial aid award package. Okay, the Office of Financial Aid will begin awarding new students in March. You must be admitted and have a FAFSA or CDA on file to receive a financial aid award. If you were selected for verification by the U.S. Department of Education, you must submit your verifications by April 30th, 2021. So how do you get to your student center? Okay, so you're going to need to log on to our fullerton.edu homepage. And based off of the screenshot, you would click the student icon with the lock, and you would be able to log in to your student portal via there. After you have logged into your student portal, you would be able to see your Titan Online or Student Center as shown on the screenshot. We also recommend to please continue to monitor your campus email because we do send all of our communications through your campus email. So once you have gone onto your student portal, please click on to your student center. Once you get onto your student center, you would be able to view your to-do list. On the right-hand side of the student center, you'll be able to see the to-do list and any documents that we're requesting of the student. How do you get to these documents? Well, you would need to click more, and you would be able to download the documents after clicking the more button. Important things to know about your to-do list. Please submit requested documents by the due date indicated on your to-do list, specifically April 30th or sooner. All forms must be completed and submitted with any additional documentation to the Office of Financial Aid in order for your file to be completed and ready for review. Submitting documents late may result in reduced eligibility, delayed processing time, late payment of financial aid funds, and initial payment of fees out of pocket. How would you submit these forms? You can submit these forms by three ways. We have a secure electronic document submission platform, which you can find on our financial aid webpage at www.fullerton.edu/financial aid. It would be in the middle and it will have a button that says access the secure document submission platform. Another way you can submit your forms is either by mail or by fax. After submitting these documents, please allow 4 to 6 weeks for processing. After you have completed all of your to-do list, you'll be able to view your financial aid award package. When you go onto your student center, there's a link that says view financial aid. Please click that to be able to access your financial aid package. And now I will be passing on understanding your award package to my colleague, Derek.
Now we're going to your estimated awards. So this is going to be the awards that are going to be posted on your student center, especially for incoming students. So grants are automatically accepted on your behalf. So as we see down here on the very first two, it says grants. So the Pell Grant and the state grant, that's automatically accepted. And it's subject to change depending on final eligibility. So based on the documents or the to-do list that needs to be provided, it could change. It disperses upon the enrollment. So that means it's based off the units that you are taking. So if you're taking 12 or more units, you'll receive your full financial aid. Anything less than 12 units, your financial aid will be reduced. Anything than less than six units, you might not receive financial aid. So please make sure that you're enrolled in 12 or more or take 6 or more units if you're going to be considered a part-time student or full-time student. Now, dropping classes may result in money owed back to the university. So if you drop courses, keep in mind you might owe some of that financial aid back. So if you're going to do that, please, we advise you to contact us first and we could go ahead and help you out with that. Now, reviewing your award package. Finalized financial aid award packages will be available on your student center. Grants will automatically be accepted. Keep in mind, the grants are already automatically accepted. So if you're going to go ahead and try to accept the grants, you wouldn't be able to because like we mentioned, it's automatically accepted on that behalf. You will receive an email asking you to view, accept, or decline your loan offers. Loans can be accepted after July 1st. So when your loans will come out, you're welcome to go ahead and accept them or put the amount that you want to accept. You don't have to accept the full amount. If you want anything less than that, and you're welcome to put that. But since it's your first time taking out a loan, most likely you need to complete two things that are going to generate on your to-do list. Anticipated financial aid. Your accepted awards will be considered anticipated financial aid, meaning if you have enough financial aid to cover tuition and fees, we will put a hold on your account and it's going to say anticipated aid, meaning you have enough financial aid to cover your balance. If you are planning on taking loans, you must accept them in order to be counted as anticipated aid, meaning if you don't have enough grants and you do want to take the loans, you do have to accept them in order for that anticipated aid to be put a hold on your account. Anticipated aid must be enough to cover all tuition and campus fees. If anticipated aid is not enough, the student will be required to pay the difference between tuition fees and financial aid to avoid disenrollment. Accepting loans, like I mentioned earlier, if it's your first time taking out a loan, if you're an incoming freshman, you're going to have to complete this. You will go ahead and go log in into www.studentaid.gov. And then this is where you'll go ahead and accept your loan. It's going to generate two things under your to-do list, which is going to be a loan NPN and an exit loan counseling if you do want to take out these loans. Like I mentioned here, this is where it shows the accepting loans. If it's your first time taking out a loan, you do need to complete this. Once it's completed for the first time, it is 10 years that it'll take, and then it'll go ahead and you have to redo it. Every 10 years, if you're still in school and you want to take out loans, every 10 years, you do have to do this again. Regarding financial aid disbursements, we work closely with the Student Business Services Department. They're accepting award students. These disbursements begin the week before classes every time semester starts. All accepted financial aid is applied to tuition, campus fees, which include the student health center, recreation center, the library, etc. And there's also housing charges if residing in on-campus housing. Any remaining financial aid after tuition and campus fees are paid will then be refunded to the student. So then this money is going to be sent back to you. You're welcome to use it for books, parking, if you're going to pay for parking, etc., whatever it is based off the other fees. Now, regarding this is a cycle. So I recommend you to do your FAFSA or CDA application. It begins October 1st. So you got to plan if you're going to be attending 4, 5, 6 years at a university to always do this until you graduate from it. It's a cycle that goes on. So apply for your CDA or FAFSA application. Make sure it's done before March 2nd. That is the priority deadline so you could qualify for state funding. Now we will go ahead and move these to most commonly asked questions to my colleague Soar.
Yes, in addition, the most commonly asked question, if my family's financial situation has changed, what can we do? Contact the Office of Financial Aid to review your specific situation. In addition, when does financial aid pay for my tuition and campus fee? Financial aid disperses 1 week before the start of the fall and spring semester. Most commonly asked question, do I receive all my financial aid at once? No, financial aid disperses at the start of every semester and is dependent on your enrollment at Cal State Fullerton. What happens to the financial aid left over after my tuition and fees are paid? If you have more financial aid accepted than the cost of tuition, campus fees, you do not live on campus, you will receive the remaining funds in the form of a check or direct deposit. So you may spend additional funds wisely, such as for books, for the upcoming semester, however you alike. Okay, in addition, can I schedule a meeting with a financial aid counselor? Yes, you can meet with a financial aid counselor via phone or Zoom. Who do I talk to if I have questions about tuition and campus fee? You can learn more about tuition and campus fee at www.sbs.fullerton.edu. Contact us. Ask iTuffy. This is our virtual question and answer for students. You can now get your answers question via iTuffy by visiting www.fullerton.edu financial aid, and you'll get your answer virtually. Question virtually answered by iTuffy. Okay, contacting us. Ask financial aid online. You can do it. You can now message us electronically via our website, www.fullerton.edu/financial aid. For students at CSUF, you could click on the tab there. And for future students and parents, you can select the tab and we would welcome any questions. Okay, so our office hours is Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We're closed physically, but we are open virtually. So Zoom counseling available. Meet with a financial aid counselor virtually based on your availability. Our phone number is at 657-278-3125. Our email information is financialaid@fullerton.edu. Electronic document submission. You can submit financial aid verification documents online at our website at www.fullerton.edu/financial aid. We are here to help. Preliminary financial aid award packages began awarding in March. So I always suggest my students to continue to monitor their student center to view any aid award packages they may receive. We respond to your email within 24 to 48 hours. So if you cannot get a hold of us via phone, you are more than welcome to contact us via our email. financial aid counseling, Zoom or phone appointments based on your availability. Additionally, provide additional aid option if possible. Updating your 2021-2022 CDA FAFSA to reflect your current circumstance, if possible. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yes, thank you each and every one of you for joining us during this event, during this Funding Your Education here at CSUF workshop. We encourage you all to visit our page and to view all the different links that we have available, as well as the different links that we have available for the Student Business Services Office. Again, thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you soon and hope to see you this fall here at CSUF. Take care.